Namaste, angels. This is going to be the new moon in Capricorn reading. The new moon occurred this morning at like 5:30. Sorry, I'm just now getting to it, but we're going to get right into it. I'm going to do one. I'm going to do my cross spread, but I'm going to do like the first layer is going to be like obstacles, maybe. Yeah, obstacles. And the second one is going to be the best possible course of action. Should I use these for the outcome, or should I get another tarot deck? Maybe I should grab another tarot deck. You know, I have a million around me. And then we're going to do surprise cards, like things that are unexpected. You know what? Let's use these for the obstacles. The before the tarot for the best possible course of action, and the after the tarot for the outcome. Okay. So these my daughter just got me. And they are Kipper cards. I've never had Kipper cards before. I used to always say I could read any kind of cards that I had, that I got, or that existed. And I still say that, even though I never had this before, because I don't even need cards. I mean, as I've displayed many times. I can just channel messages without cards. So I'm sure I can read these. I'll figure them out. We're beginning with something called bad health. And what I'm getting from it doesn't have to be necessarily physical illness. This could be emotional. I'm getting, and have you ever said like, "Oh, I'm sick over this"? My friend, she passed away of lung cancer from 9/11, but she was so spiritual, and she hated when people use words like that. Like, never say I'm sick, never say I'm this, because she felt like you were manifesting the negativity. But it is a common phrase. So I'm like, oh, and I was so sick over it. Like, I was so disturbed by it. It's like emotional thing. So I'm getting that could definitely be a possibility. Although somebody could be sick, and maybe specifically a male and or masculine energy. Mature, but maybe somebody's father's not well. Somebody older. And so the child, the son, is in despair. Marriage. See, in this case, I'm thinking this is tied to emotional sickness. It's either a bad marriage, or I think there's a bad marriage, or there's a bad marriage or bad relationship, and somebody would like to, they have somebody else in mind that they would like to marry. Let's see what the next cards are. Yeah, they're feeling poor. They're feeling like they're lacking. This relationship is lacking. The next card is courtship. Yeah, they want to talk to somebody else. They want to go after somebody else. They're thinking about it, and it is a man, or maybe the divine masculine, thinking about a woman. Or thinking about a feminine. It doesn't have to be a woman. He wants to give her a gift, maybe because it's Christmas time. So for somebody, again, like I think it's a masculine, could be the divine masculine, the main male, they would call him in this deck. He is emotionally sick over the fact that he's not with the divine feminine, and he may be with somebody else. Something could be on the horizon for them. It says distant horizons. So the not so near future, maybe something's working out. This anchor is giving me 3 of Wands feels. You know how you stand on the shore and you look out for the ships to come in. So, and maybe a message also with the bird flying over. Something's on the horizon. Maybe we should expect it too. Like if you feel it, you've been sensing that something's coming, something's happening, something's changing. For some, there's something going on with occupation. You hate your job. And I talked about this in last week's, which would cover this period, or this week's, rather, weekly reading. I said, like, you don't love your job. This is somebody feels like chained, like they're in prison with their work. Oh, but maybe they'll come into sudden wealth and they'll be able to quit their job or something. All right, I don't want to spend all day shuffling just this one deck. Let's cut a few times. Get them mixed up. And this the new overall energy is something called family room, and then also house. Maybe about a gathering. Maybe again for people getting together for Christmas or something. Snacks. I don't know. Let's see what else comes out of that card in a minute. With this deck, we're beginning, I think, with a similar energy because they got family room and then house. Four of Wands is kind of like house. I mean, here is a house, a castle, in fact, immediately behind the Four of Wands. And Four of Wands, it can be about an actual home, maybe redecorating. It's like where you feel at home, where you feel happy, where you feel joyous. Maybe the sick masculine is an earth sign. I was talking about earth signs last week. I said King of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Pentacles, but he's in reverse. And home is on top of him, or Four of Wands. Again, this is about joy, happiness, commitment, up to and including marriage. So again, his marriage, he's in a bad marriage. He's upset. So I think that story I was telling last week is continuing with the earth sign. And we saw it play out. It's this week. I keep saying last week, but it's the reading that was from last Sunday through Christmas Eve. So it hasn't come yet when I'm recording this. Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, luck. In fact, Jupiter had a transit earlier this week. I think it was the 20th. Jupiter entered Aries. And then we have the moon, which is Pisces. Oh, well, this is the moon, the new moon in Capricorn reading today. And now that Four of Wands is behind this moon. So there could be some change coming that you don't see yet with this home or happiness situation. Like, so for some of us, this is about commitment and happiness and whatever. There is another earth sign person, character, behind this Four of Wands now. Before it was the Knight of Pentacles. Now it's the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles in relation to love and relationship is about somebody, if they're in a committed relationship, they're like looking around, they kind of got a wandering eye. So obviously if you want to keep your committed relationship, you got to cut that out. Or you may be wanting to leave it. For those for whom it's not having to do with love, you might just be feeling like you don't have enough money maybe or resources to do everything you want to do, or in your relationship or in your home. But this was because this is coming up upright, and this is coming up, there could be again some sudden resource that you come into, sudden money that you come into. Also opposite the Wheel of Fortune, which is about potentially like, you know, lump sums of money, jackpots and things like that. Divine timing, you know, it's your time, right? It represents the planet Jupiter, and again, Jupiter is the planet of luck, the planet of growth, a planet of expansion. So there could be something coming for you. I'll do one more. Somebody could be coming into some money, maybe something having to do with a house, selling a house, buying a house, inheriting a house. There's the King of Pentacles, and he is upright. He is upright now. And the Hangman is also, well, the Hangman is in reverse, which makes him upright. The blood's no longer rushing to his head. He's probably made some sort of decision or come to some sort of realization about a relationship or partnership, which would go along with the story that I told in the weekly reading about the King of Pentacles. With this deck, we're starting with the Fool. The Fool, for me, represents the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius, which is the freedom-loving sign, the humanitarian sign. If anybody's going to take a risk and go off on their own, it's an Aquarius. And this is about taking chances. But in this deck, after the tarot, you know, there's like a realization that it's not really so much of a chance. It's kind of like a sure bet. You know, you can reach the top. If you jump off, you're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to fall. It's not that far. It's behind justice. So taking a chance on something, it's going to go your way. For some, this is about an actual court proceeding, maybe. Again, it'll still go your way. And in this deck also, the Hangman is standing up. He's come to a realization, or he's out of that place where he was in limbo, where things weren't moving. And he's defending himself. He has the strength to do it. And again, it has to do with a relationship or like a heart versus head decision. He's feeling like he can handle it. Even with the Five of Swords, he's got a smile on his face, like he's not afraid, right? This is the after the tarot anyway, so it's not before. Emperor. Star. So luck. Up into the Hierophant. Up against the sign of Taurus most directly. The World for me, which is fire energy. Again, maybe Jupiter, maybe Mars. Behind it is the Empress. Mars, let's see, is located in Gemini, which could be tied to the Empress, because the Empress represents the planet Venus, who is the ruler of the signs of Taurus with the Hierophant, Libra, and also the esoteric or ancient ruler of the sign of Gemini. So that could be what that's about. Anyway, she's also about abundance, more growth and expansion. And she's somewhere too. Oh, she's in Capricorn. She's in Capricorn with the new moon. Oh, I went back to the Seven of... And there's the Fool. So the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I was just about to say I'm going to try not to like read too many cards in reverse. Like I'd like to try to, at least when I do the spread, read them upright. So, you know, so it's not a 5-hour long reading. Trying to explain what the reverse cards mean. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse is about, well, the Seven of Pentacles period is about like reaping, you know, reaping what you sown. Like you've done the work, you put it out there, now you just gotta be patient for something to grow. And then this is about, and when it's in reverse, like usually like getting the exact return on your investment. It may be like no more, no less. Whatever effort you put in, that's what you're getting back out with the Seven of Pentacles. Which if it has to do with a real financial investment, is not so bad right about now, because a lot of people are actually losing money with, you know, stocks and crypto and NFTs and all this kind of stuff is not doing well. People seeing their 401ks and stuff go down, down, down. So if you can get the exact amount of money out, even if you didn't make any interest, you're still ahead of the game. Although I don't think it's going to mean that for most, with the Fool behind it. This is again taking a chance maybe on investing on something, in something or someone, a relationship. And this is about balance being restored. Whatever was lost is also restored. So again, if you maybe your money was going down, now it's back to the same amount that you had put in. You go ahead and pull it out now or something. Temperance represents the planet Jupiter again also in the sign of Sagittarius, which Jupiter rules. It is about compromise also, collaboration, healing, and in the world. All right. So I said I would use these for the initial spread. So recent past, near future, feminine's higher self. Oh, can I tell if these are in reverse or not? Yes. This jester's face means they're in reverse. Okay, I like that. That means all of these were in reverse. So we'll keep that in mind, just in case there's a message that we want to think about it, what it might mean in reverse. This one's also in reverse. This masculine's higher self. Oh, goodness. The feminine's lower self. The masculine's lower self. I'm going to move these up so that we're better in frame. So the moon just fell away from here. It was the top card. All right, that's better. So we'll do a specific love and relationship placement. I need to move these up more. Love and relationship. I feel like I'm going out of order. What is to come with the next full moon, which should be what? The full moon in Cancer. And what else do I want to do here? I feel like I'm not satisfied with whether or not they're in frame. Okay. The surprise cards, the unexpected. All right. So again, we have family room as the overall energy here. Oh, I did not do the heart of the matter. There we go. I knew I was going out of order. What was under the family room? Oh, house. So something's... This family room, I mean, I'm still getting, it could be about a gathering in the house, but also if there is some sort of like new house or moving in together, buying a house, selling a house, inheriting a house. So the timing is very soon. It's very near. Even the gathering is very near, but again, I think that's probably the holidays, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or whatever. Anything else that somebody's celebrating. All right, I don't know. I thought I was getting something. Okay. Before the tarot. Recent past, near future. These I can't tell if they're upright or in reverse. But again, I want to try to not like have to read a bunch of cards in reverse. But every time I say like I'm gonna take them upright, you know, something shows up in reverse anyway, and it has a different meaning in reverse. So I want to do it. So I don't know. I always get caught up. Feminine entire self, masculine entire self, 3D. Heart of the matter, love, full moon in Cancer, surprise. Okay, so the first layer was the potential obstacles, challenges. The second was like what's the best thing to do about it. If those cards are negative, then I will probably take that as don't do anything. Like at this time, it's not a good time to make a move. And then outcome is this deck. All right. I meant to pull that moon out. That was the whole purpose of mentioning it to you. Now I don't even know where it is because I went out of order. Okay, recent past. Pathway. Some of us may have just been like newly awakened or put on a new path. A cycle could have closed. Maybe that's what the World card was about. I've been seeing, you know, in recent weeks, a lot of the Death card, a lot of the Ten of Swords, Tens of Wands, different things. So like those are all signs of the end of a cycle. And I think this is like a new pathway, either brand new, again, you're just newly awakened, or we've been set on a new journey. Recent past. And the moon, because I had not taken it. I had not taken it out. So again, there is some stuff that we don't know. And information is going to be given to us like as needed. Moon represents the sign of Pisces. There could be a Pisces involved. or there could be something happening with um I lost it. I don't know. I lost it. And this was actually in reverse. So, Four of Wands in reverse. It's about healing, just like it is upright. It can also be about like the end of a break. So maybe that's why you're on a new pathway. Maybe you had like been on some sort of break from doing something, practice. You stopped, that you paused on something, or relationship was on a break, and now there's a new, again, there's some sort of new start, new path. Near future. Messages coming in. This is going to be a positive message. This is another indication that a message is coming in. It's the Page of Wands. So this is the challenge. It is not a challenge because it's a positive message. And what's the best thing to do? Yeah, let the message come in. This would also be about travel for some people, or something having to do with a job, or the message can be about an opportunity to work or to travel. And then with the Three of Wands and a bird, the outcome is also a message comes in, and you may send one back as well. There could be a communication, a dialogue that begins. And again, wands are often about career, work, travel. The Three of Wands in particular is about your ships coming in. Something that you've been working on manifesting is successfully being manifested. And the next card would be the Four of Wands, which that is when it's successful, when you have manifested. So now it's a matter of patience. Threes in general are often about patience. And, you know, like faith and belief that, yeah, I see it out there. So I know it's going to reach me. I know it's going to reach my destination. I see my ship. It is definitely coming in. Message from the feminine's higher self to her. High honor. High honor. So this is about recognition, prestige. You could be being celebrated. Recognize if there was some wrong done against you, it's going to be righted. If your name was smeared or something, that's going to be corrected. And this could also be about a job, a promotion, some sort of elevation for you. The next card is the World. Again, it's about an end of a cycle. It is in reverse. Again, I said I was going to try not to read in reversals, but in reverse, it may be a cycle that you don't necessarily want to end. Maybe you're a little afraid about what's next because the moon, right? We're in the dark about what's next. But some cycle is coming to an end, and it may involve something that, like, the World for me often has to do with something that we should have ended, should have, could have, would have ended on our own at some point. We were given an opportunity. If it's a job we hate, we've had an opportunity to quit, to leave, to, you know, to apply for somewhere else. Or to what we didn't. So now we got sort of stuck. So the universe had to step in and get us out. Or same thing with a relationship. You knew the relationship was going nowhere, but you kept trying to force it to work. Maybe because of some sort of belief system, like, oh, well, my family's against divorce or whatever, so I got to try to fix this. Or we have a baby together, so I got to try to, I got to marry this girl. I got to marry this guy. He's the parent, the other parent of my child. And you try to force something to work, and then it's not working. It's not going to work. Well, it's not meant to work. So the universe has to step in with karmic energy to say, like, nope, I'm going to end it somehow. And again, it results in some sort of positive situation for you, the incoming of some sort of abundance, some sort of reward, some sort of acknowledgement. Judgment is about, for me, it's abundance that is earned and that the universe is rewarding you with. So even if it's something like down here, it's because up there they've been impressed with you, like as above, so below. So if you, I don't know, I thought I had an example. I lost it anyway. But this is promotion. This is reward. This is award. This is recognition. This is, again, like your name. If your name was again, like smeared, like I said about the other card, this is like a correction. This is you getting credit for, like where credit is due. If you were in a relationship and you were a secret, you're a side chick, you're a side dude, or whatever, this is like, no, like, this is my man, this is my woman. It's like that sort of thing. Recognition. And then it's with high honor. So, wow. That's crazy. Major Arcana card Judgment represents the sign of Scorpio most directly. So Scorpio could be involved perhaps in the fire sign, or a fire planet. So then like Jupiter, Mars, which is a ruler of Scorpio, the ancient ruler of Scorpio. So that could be this heavy Scorpio coming out of there. The masculine's highest self has to say what to him? Something about the main female. Did you leave the main female feeling like left out in the cold? Or are you feeling left out in the cold by the main female? Well, if you're thinking that, if it's just a feeling in your head, like you're feeling like the main female is not interested in you, that's wrong. With the Ten of Cups in reverse, says, as it relates to love at least, like the other person feels the same way that you do. So like if you're thinking that they don't care, that's not the case. And this would be the divine feminine. This would not be like a karmic relationship. Well, y'all know how I feel about that. They're all karmic. Karmic just means containing a lesson. But in terms of the karmic, as in like a derogatory term, this is not the karmic. This is the divine feminine specifically. So in this case, I guess, since I said the Kipper cards were the obstacles or the challenges, the masculine is feeling, and he's feeling challenged by the divine feminine. So he is the one, I guess, that's feeling left out in the cold. Even though I'm getting that he probably like dusted or ghosted her, which is most typically the case anyway. But he's the one that's feeling like, whether he did or not, even if he's the one that ghosted, he's the one that's feeling left out in the cold. But again, the Ten of Cups is a card of, like, you have something to look forward to, positivity, joy, optimism. It points to, happiness in general. It can also come with a warning of not to overlook the happiness that's already in your life while you're looking for some other like perfect future. Like it's like a grass is not always greener kind of card. Now, of course, in terms of a karmic or the karmic versus the divine feminine, life with the divine feminine would be greener. The grass is greener on that side. But it just warns you, like, think about what it is you have. So you can take it as it resonates and apply it to your life as it fits. There could also be some sort of like real reason for happiness in your life, which in this case could be that the divine feminine feels the same way about you that you feel about them. And it's right underneath your nose. It's right in your face. In fact, since it's 5D, you probably feel it. Intuitively, you probably feel it. You probably know it in your heart. You're just letting your logic, your 3D self telling you that it's not true. But that's causing you to not experience the happiness that you could be experiencing if you just like pick up the phone or whatever, send that message that's in the near future. And I think it's interesting that the cards are sitting right next to each other too. So masculine, it looks like you're guided to send a message. For those for whom this may have something to do with work, and since we did have the Page of Wands also. Or was that specifically the feminine's card? That was here, right? Well, since I mentioned it, you're appreciated in your job. So you might be, similar to thinking that the feminine doesn't care about you. You're thinking the job doesn't care about you. They do too. If you feel like you don't want the job anymore, that's another story. But don't say you're leaving because they don't appreciate you or they don't like you there. That's not the case. Again, romantic relationships. If you're already in a relationship, you could be spending too much time like thinking about the one that got away. But again, in this case, if the one that got away is the main female, is the divine feminine, then you should be thinking about her and you should be letting go of the other thing. I mean, that's just, that, you know, that's the whole purpose of all of this. But I will say, even she can't be like this sort of fantasy, like you can't, this is not the divine feminine as she exists in your head. Whether, you know, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. This is divine feminine as, you know, who she is in reality. You're going to have to find out. If you don't know that person, you're going to have to find out who that is by, you know, giving her a real chance. So it's still about like not trying to create some sort of perfect situation or perfect person in your mind and then having that expectation. And I talked about this the other day too on my Facebook. I was talking about like the images that we create of people. And then when they don't line up, we end up disappointed. Or surprised, maybe, sometimes. The idea is to you know, live in reality and appreciate what you have and what's real, what really exists, you know, what's authentic. And even if you are not with somebody, if you are single, masculine, but you are hesitant to approach the feminine because you're making some sort of prejudgment. She's got the judgment card, and I see the word judgment sticking out about her. It's like, don't ruin a decent relationship, a good relationship, or what could be a good relationship with your imagination. I don't know how to say it. I hope I'm making sense to you guys. And don't go looking for somebody else other than her. Like if you're single and the divine feminine is there and you could take a chance on it, especially since we've seen the Fool twice too, I would say definitely take a chance on it and don't like miss that opportunity and go look for somebody else because you, in your mind, this is not a perfect situation, or you know, it's not meeting your image, or you don't think it would meet your image, or you're holding on to your image is maybe one that you built of past situations, either with her or in general, like things from your past have molded what you expect, and you're not taking a chance on the real thing. Like, don't do that. Feminine 3D self. False person is your challenge. And it may be the divine masculine's karmic. In some cases, it could be your own karmic, I suppose. But I'm looking at the female, has her face covered. So I think like she's the one that's, well, he has his face covered too. He's wearing a mask over his eyes. She's wearing red like a harlot. It's showing up with a 9 of Swords. And this 9 of Swords, I don't know if you can see, but there's like blood all over the swords. Now in reverse, what they're saying we could do to what's the best thing to do right now is sort of like to face this situation and to think it through. If you think you're dealing with somebody that you can't trust, though, is one of the messages of the 9 of Swords in reverse, then you're probably right. And in this case, I'm going to say you are right because we have this card false person here. Like somebody's not telling the truth. But don't like just go off on somebody unless you have, you know, some sort of tangible something like concrete evidence or whatever. And the 2 of Pentacles in reverse is going to be about you just making a decision to cut that person off, because you've come to this realization that they're a fake person. Feminine. Masculine 3D. Courtship. 3 of Swords in reverse. And King of Swords in reverse. So, as I said before we started the reading, when I was just going through the cards, that I don't need the cards. I could read the energy. But I said about this card or about this card in connection with some others that he was wanting to begin to court somebody new. He was with somebody or had somebody in mind, but he wanted to court somebody new. So this looks like, yes, I'm moving beyond whatever pain. The Three of Swords in reverse is about, you know, moving on with life and feeling better, having healed. The King of Swords can be somebody who's pretty stubborn. But in this case, you see, he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to engage. His sword is literally stuck in the ground. And he's taken off, you know, one of his crowns too. So he's trying to not lower himself, but like humble himself. And he's put his sword in the ground. It means I don't want to fight anymore. And he's got a bird. I want to talk. I want to send a message. Now, one thing you have to know about the King of Swords in reverse, he's not somebody that's incapable of growth. I don't want to say it like, I don't want to say it wrong. I don't know why I'm having trouble speaking today or coming up with any kind of analogy or explaining what I want, like communicating effectively. I'm like a King of Swords in reverse. I can't talk. He is somebody who in some ways is going to be set in his ways, and there's nothing that you can do to change that, those particular things. Some things he's going to just always do. In some ways he's going to always be like, maybe he's jealous. I don't know why I'm getting that. This looked like in reverse, it looked like the trees were like blowing kind of violently. I don't know. So, well, let's go with that. Maybe he's jealous. He may begin to deal with that, but in some respects, he's going to always be kind of jealous. He likes to do things a certain way. He's very masculine, the King of Swords. So you try to get him to get into his feminine. Maybe he's not going to do that. But what you can do, if you want to be with him, is, number one, accept him for who he is. The same way I'm telling the masculine to accept the feminine for who she is, rather than to create like a false image. And that could be a meaning for some of them too. This false person could be the false image in some people's lives. What was I saying about him? Yeah, he's in some ways he's going to be like set in his ways. So the one thing you can do is accept him for who he is. But also, if he's going to be super masculine and, you know, stuck, rigid in that way, then you can be, you know, like lean in on your feminine. That's how you should deal with him. Approach him with your feminine. The heart of the matter. What challenge do we have? Mature man. This is like Emperor, is what I'm getting from this. We have another Two of Pentacles. Where was the other Two of Pentacles? Right here, crossing this one. This was with the feminine. And then we have a Six of Swords in reverse. And, oh, look at that. It's in reverse. And the guy's holding 4 swords in his hand. So it's like the Four of Swords in reverse that sits right next to it. We have a 4 swords in reverse right here. And even with the Roman numerals, it kind of looks like. Isn't that interesting? Now, the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords, for me, are both also potentially cards of travel. For some, this can be literal travel problems, potentially. Actually, I think Mercury retrograde begins on December 29th. And I think when I did the yearly forecast, when I got up to January, I was saying something about the energy was like funny. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if Mercury is going to be in retrograde. The answer is yes. At that point, I had not like looked into it. I still haven't looked into it, but I I have come to know that Mercury retrograde starts on December 29th. So that could be why, for some people, why these are in reverse. Like you might be, during the 2-week period that this moon reading covers, having some sort of difficulties with travel. Maybe trying to go visit your father. That could be what the Two of Pentacles is about, like trying to have, find some balance in your life, like being social, being with family, and doing work. And there's a boat in this picture too, so it's like, again, there's something about travel maybe. What else am I getting from that? For some, this could be the same guy. This, the King of Swords, could be this mature man, again, very masculine, very set in his ways, kind of emperor-like. Six of Swords, since it's probably not going to be about travel for most, probably going to be about communication. And since we're having a lot of cards come up here about some sort of communication. So one of the meanings, the primary meanings of the Six of Swords in reverse can mean that we're ready to speak about something that we feel really strongly about. But communication in general can be difficult right now. And again, that could be because of Mercury retrograde, possibly. I don't know where Mercury is going to be retrograde. Mercury is currently where? In Capricorn, I think. So maybe in Aquarius or maybe in Capricorn it's going to be retrograde. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But for whatever reason, well, just because that's what Mercury retrograde does, communication could be difficult is what the card means in any case. So it's like a think before you speak, but I don't want you to be like afraid to talk. It's not that kind of think before you speak. It's like a choose your words. Choose your words, especially since who you're talking to is probably, it's something, again, you feel passionate about. So there's some emotion attached for you too. And maybe that's why it's the Six of Swords, because that's swords, logic and communication, but it's also involves the boat, the water, the emotion. So it is something you care about, or involving somebody you care about. So you don't want to, I think, unnecessarily say the wrong thing, but you do want to get your point across. So like think carefully about what you need, or what you need to say, what you need to do, how you need to communicate in order to effectively get your point across without, a bunch of like rah-rah and maybe causing some other problem. Can also mean you have some sort of new information, new ideas, something that you want to share, a new discovery. This mature man could be specifically the masculine, right? The King of Swords. And he wants to say something. He's got to say it the right way. Maybe he's the mature man, like he's matured. We started out, I think, with a knight, a page we saw. And now we have this mature man. So maybe he's emotionally mature now. And that's why he's ready to talk. Yeah, it could be some sort of decision he's come to. He wants to share that. Some information that you don't have. And I guess it potentially, if he says it the wrong way, even though it should be good news, it could come out hurtful, unnecessarily hurtful. Or if he doesn't behave in a mature manner, when he's maybe trying to approach this courtship or something, it's going to go left. But since it's at the heart of the matter, it could be in general, it could go for anybody, the masculine or the feminine. I do feel like it's saying to be the King of Swords, like say what you mean what you say, effectively communicate, and be confident Be bold, be a risk taker. You know, like an air sign, like an Aquarius, like a Gemini maybe. Love specifically. Love and relationship specifically. Distant horizons. Something is on the horizon. With this family room though, I feel like that's about closeness. So I think like something is near, like not so distant. The person could be at a distance from you, maybe across water. Definitely with the Six of Swords and Four of Swords are about also. The seagull, like across water. So for some, you know, there's something on, well, I think for all, this is about something on the horizon, something coming to fruition. But for some, like the person is actually at some sort of distance from you. And that's what the distant horizon means. This would also be an indication that something's coming to fruition. The Seven of Pentacles. So again, you planted the seeds and they're growing. That's what seeds do, right? When we plant seeds, we take care of them and water them. They grow. That's what happens. So then we're going to be able to harvest these things soon. And the Three of Pentacles is an indication that somebody wants to collaborate with you or work with you. Or for some, this can be about an actual job opportunity or bonus or, you know, payment, compensation for some sort of effort that you put in. So in terms of specifically for love, again, somebody wants to work with you toward building something. And in some ways that's coming about, the opportunity to do that is coming about because you planted the seeds for it to happen. So it's in the future. For some, it could be the distant future. For some, it could be the not so distant future. And for some, it could be the person's at a distance from you, but this is on the horizon nonetheless. Again, threes are about patience, and the Seven of Pentacles is about patience. So in any case, we might need to wait. I'm just looking at this card to say, like, it's not, the wait is not long before house happens, you know. Like Luther Vandross had this song, "A house is not a home if there's nobody there." It was about love and relationship, like you make the home. So I think that that's what's coming up with this. What we can expect to happen by the Cancer full moon. Someone is in despair. Someone is successful on their own. So this is the challenge: despair, sadness. This is what you can do about it. Why do I feel like this has to do with a relationship? Maybe because this is a man and this is a woman. Your challenge, you worry about being sad. The single woman here. He could be just in despair because she's doing fine without him. Here's a message. And the outcome on this one is these people don't want to fight. She doesn't want to fight with you. There's no reason to be in despair. Just pick up the phone and actually press send on the text or dial on your phone call. All right, send the message. So it looks like this message by the Cancer full moon, this message does go out. And the outcome is that the person on the other end wants to receive the message, who I expect will be the divine feminine. They want to receive the message. They don't want to fight with you any more than you want to fight with them. And you don't want to fight with them. We saw from your King of Swords, you had your sword buried in the ground. We know you don't want to fight. Surprises. Unexpected income. So some sort of money comes in. I was talking about that before too. But the Queen of Pentacles, she's in reverse. So it looks like it's unexpected income. So she could be feeling like not her most abundant here. And then boom, this comes in. And that's, I mean, that's absolute, that's not a challenge, obviously. That's a good thing. Queen of Pentacles may be an actual Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, someone likened to those traits or attributes who is coming into this unexpected money. For some, it's crossing this Three of Pentacles. It may be direct compensation from work, but that you weren't expecting. So maybe some sort of large commission or bonus or promotion, raise, or a new job if you're unemployed, or, you know, you apply. Like there's a death, there's a transition from something else. So you could go from feeling lack to all of a sudden unexpected income, or you could go from being unemployed to employed, or being employed in one place to being promoted, you know, whatever this transition means. Death represents the energy of Scorpio. What else is unexpected? Journey. And as I said several times at the beginning of the reading, well, before I started the reading, just going through the cards, that the wands, energy of wands is most often about work and career and or travel. So this could be somebody, again, taking a physical trip, maybe by train. Actually, I have to take a trip by train in January. This is a 1. That's why I'm just like, oh, look at that. A 10 is a 1. So that's a 1 is January. Anyway, this is another 10. Actually, the Wheel of Fortune. So, Wheel of Fortune is about destiny, divine timing, growth, expansion, luck, things happening. And this is with a Knight of Wands upright. It's already almost always a positive card anyway. It's about a reversal of fortune, but people's fortunes are usually being reversed for the good, like, you know, they're getting better, because it is attached to Jupiter, which is about, again, luck and growth and expansion. But add on the Knight of Wands, which may in fact be an actual Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. He's upright. This is something positive. You could be traveling for work also. The divine timing could be like, this is your chance, this is your shot, this is your moment. Or this trip could put you in a place where, you know, there's something like some sort of serendipity, like you meet the right person, you connect, whether that's romantic or business or whatever. Like it puts you in the right place. It positions you. It's very karmic, very kismet situation. Again, serendipitous. And the last unexpected, official person. This could be you. Again, maybe you are being recognized, you are promoted, you are, you know, of some sort of honor, you deserve some sort of respect. Maybe you are a person in uniform, military, police, fire, some sort of authority. You're being recognized. It is with the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. And you're sharing. You want to share with this gnome. So you're abundant. Page of Pentacles is possibly, again, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. It could be about a new job, a message having to do with finances, with money, with work. Some sort of opportunity. It can also be about an apology. So maybe you're coming through as like somebody, you know, very distinguished to make an apology, like you're being, you know, you're stepping up as a real, you know, man or woman. But I mean, the character here is male. To make an apology. Sometimes the Page of Pentacles is about an apology. And that results in maybe sticking around rather than walking away from something that you thought wasn't good, like in actually enjoying your cups, drinking from your cup, filling yourself up. That was our last pile? Yes, that was our last pile. We'll get 3 of these too. 4 of these. You are the love of my life, and I will treat you like the precious treasure you are to me. High honor, right? That we saw this high honor. We have the official person. I think that could be tied to that energy, if that resonates with you. I stay awake thinking about you, and I fall asleep dreaming about you. You are always in my thoughts. You are always on my mind. And we have literally the main female, the divine feminine, on the masculine's mind here in the 5D. So I think that that's what that's about. I have a lot going on in my life right now, and I can't give you the attention you deserve. We have 2 twos of pentacles. We have somebody juggling things in their life. It might have to do with financial situation. It may have to do with money, with family. It could have to do with an actual ill person. Again, maybe somebody's father's ill, somebody's parent is ill, based on some of the cards we saw just even from the beginning. Whatever it is, somebody might have a lot going on. They could be getting divorced. We saw cards that indicated something like that before. We see false person. Somebody could be dealing with that. And last but not least, I'm sorry for all the things I've said and done that have caused you pain. As I said, with the Page of Pentacles, there may be an apology coming. That may be what the message is. And there we have that. Hope you guys have enjoyed the moon reading. I'll be back with the reading for the week. Namaste.